My name is Pete Lyman, and I'm a mastering engineer at Infrasonic Mastering. We have 2 full mastering rooms here with a vinyl lathe room and offices, and we share this facility with Reed Shippen. So right on the other side of the wall is his mix room. We do full digital, full analog, everything from vinyl to immersive, and we can do that all here, one-stop shop. So today we're working on a track called Over Everything by an artist named Ashley Monroe. Gina Johnson recorded and produced this track with Ashley over at RCA, and the track sounded absolutely incredible. Those were sent over to Reed Shippen, who mixed it. We think a lot alike. We have very similar perspectives on audio and engineering and work really well together. We have done hundreds of tracks together. So I sort of know what to expect and understand the vibe that they're going for. So let's take a listen. The most important thing as a mastering engineer is listening. That is our job. That's where it all starts. Starts by listening to the track and deciding where that track needs to go, what the artist's intention is, and doing your best to bring their vision to life. With Ashley, the most important element really is the vocal. So it's trying to get a nice focus on the vocal and have everything else sit around it. I'm gonna try kind of a little nudge on the Red 2 EQ to 2.5K just to kind of emphasize the vocal a little bit, and then add a little bit of top on the mix. The Red 2 plugin is great, and that was the main EQ we ended up using on this track. And really, it just needed a little bit of a lift on the air band. We sort of did some work to focus the vocal, make Ashley's vocal pop just a little bit. And then we tightened up the low end by using a combination of low frequency shelving and boosting just a little bit higher to kind of do the sort of pull-tech trick. Tighten up the low end, emphasize the low end up a little bit higher. We also use the Red 3 hardware unit quite a bit here, and that actually sometimes will even float around the facility depending on who needs it. Right now we're running through the Red 3. We're doing just a tiny bit of compression. It's more for just a little bit of track glue and vibe. You don't even see the reduction meters moving. You just kind of feel it. We're just tapping the compressor just a little bit for the sound of it. But it is an essential piece of the gain staging and the way that each piece of gear interacts in my analog chain. If you're trying to achieve a loud master, 80 to 90% of that loudness starts at the mix level. So the way I achieve gain is by picking up a few dBs here and there through my analog chain or my digital chain if I'm working all digitally, and then hitting the final limiter. And I think we're already at a really nice spot. We're not going to spend a lot of time fixing any problems because we're dealing with 2 professionals that really know what they're doing. Our job here is just to enhance the track and give it the best presentation possible. We're really sort of like the auto detailers at this point. We already have a really nice car. We're just presenting that car in the best possible light. So we've been mastering in Immersive for a couple years now. My approach to mastering for Immersive is a little bit different. I actually use a separate rig, and we tend to stay in the digital domain because it just makes more sense for Atmos. We have a 914 setup in our room here, which is the similar setup to what Reed has, slightly different speakers. But we've spent a lot of time working in this room and referencing, and are really happy with the results we've been getting. There's a different technical aspect of mastering Atmos that we always start with. We're obviously making sure we hit the levels specified by Dolby. And then after that, you actually have almost more control over an Atmos track than you do a stereo track, because you can literally go in and EQ different objects and elements of that Atmos mix. I'm trying to interpret, again, what the artist is envisioning with this mix, and then also making sure it translates well when it goes through Apple Spatial, when it goes to smaller consumer systems. One of the things that sort of sparked my interest with Focusrite in general was the RedNet technology. Reed and I are in the middle of building a new facility that will incorporate mastering, tracking, production rooms, and we really wanted to have a facility that was truly networked. We wanted to be able to route digital audio anywhere. If we needed to route a stereo feed from a tracking room to a pre-production room 50 yards down the hallway, we need to be able to do that and do that quickly. When Focusrite loaned us the Red 8 Pre, we heard it and we just loved it. And we figured this is going to be a really good foundation for the new studio. It's nice and transparent. It's giving us exactly what we want. So we really feel like this is going to be the right set of tools for this new facility. And RedNet and Dante are going to be the way to go moving forward. Being a mastering engineer, I think to me is the ultimate job. I get to be the caretaker and the last person to touch the audio before it goes into production. And really, for me, it's a dream job. I get to sit in front of one of the best stereo systems in the world and listen to brand new music by artists I love every day. And to me, it doesn't get any better than that.